Alright guys, welcome back to CoasterCore. Today we are exploring my newest park that I'm working on, and specifically this lovely Mack Rides Extreme Spinner coaster that I built in this park. As you can see, there is a lot of empty space in this park and we've got a lot of work to do. But this park is called Twilight Cape, and I actually got this scenario from rct2go.com, a guy named kyphii. He makes some really great scenarios, and I will drop the link for this particular scenario. It won't include, obviously, the coasters that I've built, but it'll be a great start for you if you want to build on this property. I really like this property because it kind of gives Cedar Point vibes, but like mini Cedar Point. It's definitely not as big as Cedar Point, but it's got the peninsula and surrounded by water, and I just think it's very scenic and beautiful. So today we are focusing on this coaster over here. I built a Mack Rides Extreme Spinner called Alpine Blitz, and you can guess there are probably several different and real-life coasters that have inspired the creation of this ride. But I want to just kind of walk you through the ride and explain the theming a little bit and the story about it. And yeah, this park, I'm excited. The one thing about this park that's interesting to me is that obviously there's not a ton of space to work with, so you have to be really creative about where you place your coasters. And I'm sorry about the zooming. So you have to just be intentional about where you're going to put things. And, you know, there are real life theme parks that have this problem too, where land is limited. And so as far as building new coasters, they've got to be creative. Wow, I'm just zooming everywhere. Okay, so Alpine Blitz, this obviously, please forgive all this zooming because my magic mouse is giving me a hard time. As you can see, this ride is quite popular as we see all of these wonderful RCT2 people, Sims, whatever you want to call them. The line is packed, and there are currently 32 people on the ride, which is the max capacity at any given point in time. But basically, Alpine Blitz, it kind of has some inspiration from real-life coasters like AlpenFury at Canada's Wonderland. You can kind of tell that by the color scheme and the fact that it's a multi-launch coaster. And oh, look at that. Look how great that was. My cleaning guy just cleaned up that puke. That makes me so happy. But this coaster was really inspired by a few different rides. AlpenFury to begin as one of them, also a Ride to Happiness, the Mack Rides Extreme Spinner, which is why the Extreme Spinner trains are on this coaster. Also, I know a lot of you guys might be curious about where you can get the Extreme Spinner trains, and those are located on anydesigns.com, and I will put the link down in the description as well. There are a ton of custom trains that were created by Spacek, and they're amazing, so you should go get them. But yeah, this coaster, let's just walk through it here. So it starts out with the launch straight out of the station, and maybe we can just follow one of these trains here and watch it. Here it goes. Okay, so here we go. Right out of the station, you go up a launch, up this airtime hill and a twist and down, and then all the way into a second launch into this treetop thing here, which if you know, you know. This is very much inspired by Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens in Tampa. I just love that section of that ride, and I wanted to make something similar to it. And after that, it drops down and goes into the one inversion on this coaster, just like Cheetah Hunt has one inversion. It's zero gravity roll, and I built this cool pathway that goes under it. So look at all that puke. Side note, that's disgusting. I hope my guys clean that up soon. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to use the cheat. But from there, you move over into this swifty turn, and this is kind of where the ride acts a little bit like AlpenFury at Canada's Wonderland, because that coaster is kind of out and back in some ways. Like, it has a section that goes like this. Obviously, this ride doesn't have as many inversions as that one, but still love it. Still think it's great. Then there's a turnaround and an airtime hill, and then some more twisty sections that lead you back to the brake run. Now, this coaster is considered family thrill. because it's not like super intense. Let's pull up the stats. We're at an excitement rating of 7.98, very high. Intensity 7.29. Okay, that is pretty high for a family thrill coaster, but not unbearable. Nausea rating 3.57. That's medium, so that's good for, especially for a coaster that spins. That makes me pretty happy. This ride actually reaches 60 miles an hour, so maybe that would disqualify it from being a family coaster, but we're just gonna roll with it because this is a video game. Average speed 26, ride time 1 minute and 3 seconds. It's pretty good for RCT. Ride length 3,169 feet of track. Max positive G's 3.62. I'm gonna guess you hit those positive G's on the tree topper section over here, and then max negative G's, I'm gonna guess at the very top of that there's probably some airtime. There's this airtime hill over here and the first airtime hill. Total airtime on this ride is 5.55 seconds. Record drop is 72 feet. 8 drops, 1 inversion. So yeah, this coaster, to me, it's family thrill. Hold on, we've got to clean up all this puke. This is driving me crazy. Here we go. Remove the trash, mow the grass, fix the vandalism. All right. Anywho, guys, but this coaster, like, to me, it's family thrill, obviously, but I wanted it to feel like an adventure for the guests. And my favorite section is definitely the thrill tree topper section over here. And I thought for dramatic effect, it would be fun to change the color of the supports to make it feel like you're basically like riding on top of the treetops. This coaster's theme isn't supposed to be scary, it's supposed to be fun and thrilling, hence Alpine Blitz. It's basically, the idea is you are on a train that is flying over the treetops, giving you beautiful views and a fun time, and it's one big exciting ride from start to finish. And you know, and the Mack Extreme Spinners are just so awesome and fun, and we need more of them, I think. Drop a comment if you agree, because these are just such cool coasters. I mean, look at the trains. And one thing I really like about Spacek's design here is that the trains, they spin more on the turns, they straighten out on the straight sections, but they don't go overkill with the spinning, which I think is really great. Oh, one of my coasters has broken down. So sad. It'll get fixed. But yeah, overall, I just wanted this ride to feel like kind of the star, you know, one of the star attractions in the park. And obviously there are more coasters yet to be built. We have a dive coaster, we have an Intamin Impulse coaster, which is very popular. We also have a B&M Invert over here, which is not as popular because look how intense this coaster is. I know that this video is about the other coaster, but look, 9.30. So a lot of people are like, oh, Leviathan's Wake is too intense for me. You know what? That's fine. It's not for everybody. But yeah, I am going to get the zooming under control soon here, once I figure out how to work this magic mouse. But look at that. I just love how graceful this ride is, how the pacing works. And I did take the time to do custom supports on the entire coaster because I just think it gives it a very realistic, refined look. And I love how this coaster is basically woven in and around the park. And so for guests at any point in time, they're going to be interacting with Alpine Blitz. Whether they're walking to another coaster, they're going to be walking under it. Whether they're going to have a snack, they're going to be interacting with it. Or, you know, crossing over into a different section of the park. This coaster is everywhere. So I'm very proud of this one, and I really love how it turned out. And yeah, I'm so glad that Spacek made these trains because it really adds more versatility to this game overall, and it really inspired me to start really building different types of coasters in my parks. So let's give it another view here, just so you can kind of see another angle. Look at that. Look at that launch. Boom. I mean, that's just so fun that they're like way up on top of the treetops, and the supports are also very inspired by Cheetah Hunt. You know, some angles in our OpenRCT2, like the track doesn't look as pretty over here from this angle, but then when we flip back, look how gorgeous it looks from that angle. So you kind of have to give and take. And look, I just received the award for the best value park in the country. That means I'm not charging them enough to get in, and I need to be doing that so we can build more coasters. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of Alpine Blitz. Do you think this is a great coaster? Could I have done anything differently to this coaster? Is there anything that would improve the ride experience, or that you think would make this even more of a star player? Do you think that this coaster is too intense to be family thrill? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. This has been a great little snippet video, ride showcase for Alpine Blitz, my Mack Rides Extreme Spinner family thrill coaster, and come back again for some more content, because we've got a lot more coaster content coming your way. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one. Bye.